Hey guys, it's Nick the Booksmith. Welcome back, welcome back. Shall we move on? I figured I would do something on this side today. We finished this. I haven't decorated or added anything to it, but I'm just gonna set that aside for the moment. No sense in putting it on exactly right now. So I have a piece of chipboard and I thought it would become a part of the fold out. That sound like a plan? It is a little shorter and narrower than the book cover itself, but not by too much shorter, but probably an inch narrower. And I still have some of the file folder, the hanging file folder that I have score lines in, and I've added some more to it just so that it would be a little more flexible. And I have a piece of scrapbook paper that I think I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the top of this because I like to have a clean slate. And because I don't plan stuff out and I don't know exactly where things are going to go, it's easier to put it on now than to put something on here if it's I don't even know what I'm going to do. Can't even, my brain. I will tell you about my weekend here in a second. It's easier to do it now and then to build on top of that than it is to put something on there and then try to fill in around it. So we're just gonna do this. We're just gonna do this, and we're gonna use tape because tape. Because I want to, and because nobody can make me do anything different if I don't wanna, right? Get all this stuff out of the way. I didn't clean up my mess from last time I was recording, and it's still here. We had quite the weekend. For those of you that may be new, you might not know where I live. I live in northern Colorado, and we are in the midst of a forest fire, wildfire right now, and some friends of ours were in the evacuation area, so they had to get out. And I don't think their houses, I don't think anything has gotten their houses yet. On Saturday, I was helping some other friends move out of their house because they sold their house and they had to finish up and get out on Saturday. So I went over there to help them with that. And we had on that day 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, which of course is exactly what you want with a forest fire. Well, I guess you'd want them if it was going to push it back. Sometimes winds are good with forest fires because the wind can push the fire back on itself. So the fire grows where the wind blows it, helps, and then where there's fuel. But behind it, it's already burned up most of that, right? Sometimes it goes over real fast and there's fuel behind it, but it's really hot and it's really burning, so it's burning a lot of fuel. So if the wind pushes against it and blows it back on itself where there's no fuel behind it and it can't come against the wind as much, it helps the firefighters to be able to fight against that and get it stopped, to get it under control quicker. Well, that is not what happened on Saturday. On Saturday, we were having 70-mile-an-hour gusts and helping it in the direction that it wanted to go. But nobody else wanted it to go. And 70-mile-an-hour winds are just, well, they're just stupid anyway. And nobody wants that. I don't care who you are. I don't know what you'd want 70-mile-an-hour winds for. God only knows what you'd want that for. But that's a lot, even on a day where there's no fire. That did not help things. The fire grew and grew and grew. And then on Sunday morning, when I got up, there was no more wind, which was nice. And it was actually like drizzling. It was 98% humidity, which the day before it was like, I don't know, 30, 25 or 30, really, really low, and super dry and warm. It was in the 70s and windy. And then Sunday morning, it was 98% humidity, a steady drizzle, a little breeze. And of course, that's not gonna put the fire out, a steady drizzle and 98% humidity. At least it was totally opposite from the day before. That's all I gotta say, right? I'm just gonna lay this on here. I know I'll have to trim it because I think it's a little too big. So anyway, my weekend was crazy. The mandatory evacuation area was probably from the city limits, I'm gonna say a mile and a half at the most a mile and a half, maybe not even that far. It was nuts. So I'm trying to get my brain back in gear and get to work on this LAPBOOK a little bit, because I know you guys are like, come on, it's not that big of a deal, it's a LAPBOOK. Why does it take so long to get a video done? Well, if there wasn't forest fires and people having to get out and, I don't know, just crazy. Just crazy. Crazy life right now. Crazy life. Thank you, 2020, because that's what we needed on top of a pandemic. Forest fire. Yep. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have this piece of file folder that I've, again, put the score marks in. These are like a 1/4 inch apart. Almost 3 inches wide. About 2 3/4, I guess. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this to the bottom on the inside. Let me grab some more tape. So I hope everybody had a calmer weekend than I had. Hope everything was hunky-dory, as much as hunky and dory as 2020 will allow you to be hunky and dory. No forest fires or hurricanes or tornadoes or you fill in the blank. I hope everybody was able to escape natural disasters this weekend. And now I'm going to peel off the backing. And, okay, which way is up? This way is up. This way is up, so this has to go on this side. She said with not much confidence at all. And that's going to hold it in there, like that's going to be the hinge. And then what I will do, that's the reason why I put so many score lines in it, so I can choose where I want the folds to be, and I can figure out how wide of a spine I want it to actually be when it's sitting here like this. I'm going to put some tape on here. Peel this off. Guess I will just follow the end paper. That'll be about as even as you get there. Of course, you can use glue. You do not have to use the double-sided tape. I'm just doing it because for time purposes. I didn't want you guys to have to wait around forever. There's that, and it can fold in like this, and then it'll fold out like this. But I've left quite a bit of room. As you can see, there's quite a bit of space inside there. These score lines are nice because they allow some flexibility in how wide you want this to be instead of a rigid spine. Does that make sense? Just nod your head and look cute and say, yeah, it makes sense. Even if it doesn't make sense, just tell me it makes sense. And I already used a map on that, but I could use maybe the back side of this. I don't want to use that. I'm not in the mood for that. And then there's this one, and then the back side of this is just this grid paper. So what I'm going to do is I will line the inside of this board, and that will hide this seam. Not that it's that big of a deal, because it's really not. It's not unsightly or anything. Well, maybe it is. Maybe you think it is. Do you think it's unsightly? And just looking at the edge here, grab my pencil. It comes right to that line. So I'm going to cut right there. And there we go. I do like them a little smaller because sometimes I like the edge of the board kind of showing around the edge, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Again, let's tape. I could also do it in this direction, but I like this one. Choices have to be made. Sacrifices. Priorities. And then I'll, just for good measure, I'll put a piece down the center. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but so there's one fold out here, and then of course we can carry on. How about a fold out and a fold out? It's like Inception. Dream within a dream within a fold out. So Renee sent this to me. It's fabulous. But I'm going to do the same thing with this one, and I think I cut this already. Yes. So this will be also a fold out, but it will come off of the other direction, and I don't know if I want to center it or just maybe make it a little askew down. Maybe I'll center it, and that way it'll be weighted nicely. So I'm going to glue, just like I did with this one, I'm going to glue some of this on the back of this cover, and then it will fit inside here. That's the plan. And let's see if this is going to go on like on the back of this, like this. Alternatively, it could also go on the top of the cover and bend around too. This has a pretty smooth edge. I don't mind that you can see the inside because grunge is beautiful, but you could also fold it around the edge. But if this gets taped onto here, then I see how it's got room again. How I'm going to be making another spine inside a spine inside a spine. Make sure that's stuck. Okay. Now we can do this again. Okay, I think that's okay. Hope it's okay, because now I'm burnishing it down. There's that. This folds out, then this folds out. I wanted to leave room in case I wanted to put a little snap or something here, so that when you open this just doesn't, you know, flap open like a flippy flappy. So I will consider that. I will think about that. And this guy will go over in this direction, like this. But this, I think, this may be, scoot over. This may be also a fold out, I'm thinking. So I don't know if I want to put it this way and have it fold out, or have it this way and it could still fold out. See, I have all these pieces, and all you gotta do is just make a little spine to fit on the back. It's really not a biggie. So let's just do that. It was something I was thinking about. You know what? Let's just do it. Just do it, man. I might do a little extra piece of tape and make it a little bit of a wider spot to be adhered down. So now this will be glued down onto the back of the envelope. Like this. And then this will be glued down just like this side on here. It's not even 4 o'clock. She's in there talking to me. My bowl's empty. She usually gets fed about 5 o'clock or so, and I don't know if it goes with like the sun. She just gets darker quicker, so she thinks it's dinner time earlier and earlier and earlier. That's my theory. And then that has also a little fold out so that something can fit behind it, or it can lay flat. Either way. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm pleased that that did not take very long. So we have this little fold out here, and then I have this thing that folds out, and then this folds out from that. Move on next to either put something inside here, and maybe a little snappity snap will go here, and then something will have to go here, and then it opens up, something can go here, and I'm going to decide where I want to put my writing utensils. So maybe the writing utensils will fit in the spine area. Maybe I'll have a little writing utensil receptacle. But look at all the room I have. Look at all that room. I can just keep adding little fold outs. Okay, I think that is good for today. We added quite a bit, I think. And I will try to be a little quicker at this than I was last week. Hopefully life will, well, it's 2020. You can't bank on anything in 2020. So, but I am going to attempt to be a little quicker at getting these recorded so that we can have a lap book, right? I hope everybody is having a great afternoon, morning, or evening, no matter where you are in the world, and I will see you really, really soon in the next video. Bye, guys.